All right. What up? What up? What's happening? Jared, first one in the chat. Jared, I need you to do the absolute Lord's work this week in the Listener Dynasty League because I need you to beat, I can't remember who it is. He's playing somebody.
Daddy Flex God?
Yeah. He's playing Daddy Flex God, and then Garrett's playing Clowning Dion's, and they're both ahead of me in the rankings, right? They're 7-6. I'm 6-7, but I have more points for them both guys. So if Jared wins, which he's projected to according to the projections right now, and if Garrett wins, then I can get into the playoffs with my injury-riddled mess of a team. But
dude, I'm just chilling.
My
team fucking upset.
You tanked. So I'm playing CJ Ham in the showdown lineup tonight.
That's the tone, bro.
Tone setter.
Did you see I've been starting Kyle Juszczyk?
Yeah. Anyways, Jared says big time help needed with the Dalvin news. 1, do you think he gets a full workload? Sorry, I just ate like 5 slices of pizza. Good. If I burp, I'm going to be. Anyway, full workload. 2, sit 1 full PPR, Gibson, Javonte Williams, Dalvin, Demont. I don't mind sitting Dalvin Cook with those options.
Yep.
But I do have, depending on how Melvin Gordon progresses throughout the week, I would, in a vacuum, play Dalvin Cook over Javonte Williams with Melvin Gordon on the field. But again, I don't know if 1, Dalvin's going to get his full workload, or 2, Javonte Williams is going to have Melvin Gordon in his backfield. So as of right now, I don't mind just playing it safe and not playing Dalvin Cook. But at the same time, it's going to suck if he drops 20 points and he's on your bench, because
I would still
Schefter said he's going to get his full workload, and Montgomery, another question mark there, because he's been dealing with some injuries as well, although he did practice today.
I would still start Dalvin over David Montgomery, because apparently David Montgomery's been limited in practice as well. Yeah. At that point, I'll just take the talent of Dalvin.
Yeah, I'm okay going Dalvin Cook, Javonte, and Gibson there, but if I know everybody's healthy and Gordon's off the field this week and Demont's on the field, I would go Gibson, Javonte, Demont, but you don't really have that luxury right now. Schefter came out and said he's going to get his full workload, so I'm going to trust that, I guess. That's all I can do.
Yep, for sure. We actually got a super chat here from Braden. Appreciate that. We got B-Mac in the chat. Classic. He says Madison, Sony, Rojo, or Hilliard. I'd actually go with Sony Michel here.
Yeah. I mean, it's between Madison and Sony for sure for me. With Hilliard's not a horrible play, I guess, but I think he's a touch below those other guys. I'd go with Sony Michel and just wait it out on him, because I think there's a higher chance that Sony Michel just gets, a bigger workload than Madison with Dalvin Cook active. And yeah, there's the upside that if Dalvin Cook, retweaks his injury in this game, Madison could be the feature back for the rest of the game. But I think it's more likely that Sony Michel is just getting the lion's share of the carries in the Rams game, with Darrell Henderson dealing with injuries and straight up just outplaying Darrell Henderson as of late.
Yeah, no, I agree there. Go with Sony. If we think Dalvin doesn't get a full workload, is 50% of Dalvin better than a full Bateman flex PPR? Yeah, I would say that. I mean, it sucks, but Bateman's losing snaps right now to like Sammy Watkins and Devin Duvernay.
Yeah, you can't play Bateman until you see the snap share and the routes get back up to levels like where Bateman should be is right a touch below Marquise Brown, and that's not where he's been right now. So yeah, we can't really play him until we see the usage get back up there.
Like the 2 guys we said going into the year, like the 2 rookies that they may not be the number 1 right away, but could work themselves into a high role. Well, Elijah Moore's doing it for the New York Jets. Just imagine if they were actually using Bateman in that capacity, letting him run as the 3rd option, and what's actually been a modestly pass happy offense with how Baltimore's been. We didn't expect them to have this type of volume, but we assumed if they did, Bateman would be a lot more relevant than he currently is.
Yeah, and the injury doesn't help him either, obviously, coming into the season injured. But yeah, you can't start Bateman right now. So I would go with Dalvin Cook. I'm starting Dalvin Cook pretty much over a lot of decent options right now. I'm not, overly concerned about playing Dalvin Cook.
Yep, I agree. Oh, we actually got another super.
Yeah, we got another one from Aggie. He says Keenan Allen likely out. I don't think that's guaranteed, is it? Keenan Allen being out?
I'm not sure. I know he's on the COVID list.
Right, but I heard, I don't know if I saw Mike Williams isn't vaccinated, but Keenan Allen might be. I don't exactly know what the status of that situation is, but I would say there's a 50-50 chance that Keenan Allen plays. I don't think he's likely out. But anyway, Michael Pittman Jr. on bye. Who do I flex? Aaron Jones, Fournette, Amari Cooper, CDR ready. Options are AJ Dillon, Sony Michel, KJ Osborne, and Cole Beasley.
I don't
I
mind
would
holding
roll
and
with
then going Beasley.
Yeah, I would just wait on Keenan Allen and go with Cole Beasley is exactly what I would do, because Cole Beasley will have a pretty favorable matchup over the middle against our defense. Like, because we have Carlton and Jamel Dean both back on the outside, I'd imagine they're going to give some problems to Emmanuel Sanders and Diggs. So maybe it might be a game where Beasley does some damage over the middle. But regardless, I think you should be okay with Keenan Allen in that situation. Go back up to Brock here. He says, I have CMC, AJ Brown, and Elijah Moore out, and I have to win to make the playoffs. Luckily, my opponent has JT on bye. My last running back is Swift, so I'm wondering what his status is. He didn't practice again today. I would not expect him to play. So unfortunately, I follow this pretty closely because I have Swift as well. Swift is probably going to be back next week, if I had to guess, is when he's going to actually come back. Dan Campbell said he's making good progress or something like that yesterday in the press conference, but the injury that he suffered is a 2 to 3 week type of timeline, which is what was laid out from Edwin Porras on Twitter and stuff. And I think that's how it's going to end up playing out for me. In my case, I'm probably going to have a bye in week 15. So as long as he's back on the field for me in week 16, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I second the Dalvin news. What do we expect from him and Madison? I roster both. Again, I do have Madison and Dalvin in a league. So this is what I'm doing. I'm playing Dalvin Cook because I was told he's going to get his full workload. Now, could I get screwed? Absolutely. But I'm just going to go with what is the most recent news that I've heard. And that's that Dalvin Cook's going to get his full workload and play in this game.
Yep. No, I fully agree. So we actually got a super chat from Chicken Leg. Appreciate that. He says, what do we think about Osborne tonight? Obviously, the main attraction here is the fact that Adam Thielen's not playing in this game. We know that it's a very pass funneled offense in terms of who the options are. We know that those targets are going to go to Dalvin, Justin Jefferson, Ty Conklin. Those are the only guys that are going to even be remotely taking targets away from Osborne. The only thing that I'm kind of concerned with is how does his usage change? Does he become the de facto 2? Do they do that as more of a 2 by committee? Do they play like an Amir Smith-Marset? Do they play guys like that off the bench? Because if we're not expecting him to assume the Adam Thielen role, I'm concerned about what his role is going to be from a pure target volume standpoint.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think what we're looking at is probably a huge Justin Jefferson game in this one.
Yeah.
And I have Deontay Johnson as my captain in my
smart
thing. So I played Jefferson and Deontay Johnson. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I want to throw Jefferson in my captain slot, but he does cost more. So I don't know if I'll be able to make the rest of my lineup work. Anyway, I have KJ Osborne, Kirk Cousins, and Justin Jefferson all in my lineup, all 3 of them. So I do really like those guys as options, especially with KJ Osborne. He's probably a guy that you only want to start as like a top 40 wide receiver in season long. He's not a guy that I'm overly excited about, but you can get him into your lineup if you pick them up on waivers and you have Pittman or whatever on bye. I think he is usable if you need him.
Yep. No, I agree there.
Should I start should I start Laviska, Ricky Seals-Jones, Kmet, or Moss with Elijah Moore out? Full PPR. I would honestly go with Kmet here. Kmet he's had a solid role. Justin Fields should be back for this game, which should elevate the offense a little bit. We saw them develop a pretty good chemistry the last time he was on the field playing quarterback. So I'm actually going to go with Cole Kmet. I agree there. None of these options are really great. So give me the, I wouldn't call it upside of Cole Kmet, but like the connection that he's built with Justin Fields was a real thing. And he's a tight end. He could always score a touchdown as well. And then from a PPR perspective, he's been getting targets like more than any of the other guys that are listed here.
Yep. No, I agree there.
Should I start Dalvin Cook and KJ Osborne? I think both of them are worthy starts. Obviously going to depend on what other options that you have. But like I said, Dalvin Cook, my RB10 on the week right now. KJ Osborne, more so like a top 38 wide receiver-ish area for me on the week. I'm not overly excited about Osborne, but he's usable for sure.
Yep, I agree there.
Should I pick up Tim Patrick off of waivers? Honestly, like Sutton and Judy I'm not even excited about right now. So Tim Patrick is the number 3 in that offense, or the 1C in that offense, whatever you want to call it. Like they're all kind of just cannibalizing each other, and I'm not really excited about any of these guys as of right now. So Patrick, I don't think he's worth the roster right now.
Meanwhile, last week we had Javonte Williams leading them in targets.
Yep. Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson. Give me Kirk Cousins there.
Yeah.
Mitchell, I can't trust Russell Wilson right now.
I agree.
Hell, I will try, my dude. Yeah. Start KJ Osborne or hope Keenan Allen plays. If he doesn't, I could play Odell on Sunday instead of Keenan. Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. I would honestly rather start Odell Beckham Jr. over KJ Osborne straight up. But if you get the luxury of also waiting for Keenan Allen to see if he plays, I'm definitely going with that.
Yep.
Dalvin getting all of his touches, according to Schefter, he is. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I have no idea if he's going to or not, but that's the report that he might. Any news on Keenan, Debo, or Elijah Mitchell? Elijah Mitchell didn't practice again today. Sounds like Debo Samuel was doing some kind of work, but I don't know if it was like technically a limited practice. Keenan Allen, again, I think he just needs to. He tested positive for COVID. I believe he is vaccinated. I can look that up to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's the situation with Keenan Allen. So he needs 2 negative tests in order to play. From what I've seen, he's kind of like a 50-50 shot.
Man, imagine Eckler if freaking Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are out.
Yeah, I'm not excited to like have to talk about Josh Palmer and Jalen Guyton in like DFS articles if these guys are all going to be out, because Mike Williams, I think for sure is going to be out because he's unvaccinated and he's still like a close contact or whatever. So yeah, that situation's obviously a little sketchy. And in the Bitcoin league, I have the Mike Williams, Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen stack, which kind of sucks right now. So and I also have Dalvin Cook in that league, and I don't have Madison. So I have to just throw Dalvin Cook out to the Wolves. My wide receivers are Elijah Moore and Cole Beasley. Okay. I would honestly start KJ Osborne over Cole Beasley. And honestly, like, it doesn't look like Elijah Moore is going to play either. So I'm okay playing KJ Osborne in that situation. Yep. Josh says, yo boys, 2 questions, Dak or Taysom, and Hawkinson or Conklin. I think very easily Dak Prescott for the first one. I know Taysom Hill had like a good game, but the guy completes like 40% of his passes. So I know he's going to run, and that has value. But if they are able, whatever team he plays any week, are able to somehow contain him in the run game, I have no faith in his ability to pass the ball and get any fantasy production that way. So I'm easily going to start Dak there. And then Hawkinson also very easily over Conklin for me.
Yep, I agree there.
Hill or Cousins, I'm still going with Cousins there as well. Yep. I think some of the Vikings reporters have kind of speculated that now that Cook is banged up or whatever, or if Cook was going to miss games, that they're going to rely more on Cousins to help them win games, and as they probably should with Justin Jefferson. So I'm still going to go with Cousins. Again, it's Taysom Hill is going to have probably a higher floor just because of the fact that he rushes the ball, but I still think the ceiling is higher for Cousins because he's just much more consistent. I think the range of outcomes is probably safer with Cousins as well, even though Hill has the rushing floor.
Yep. No, I agree there.
Play Conklin tonight or hold out for Waller.
I don't think Waller plays.
I don't think he's going to play either. And I'd like to know, like, what is your other, like, if Waller doesn't play, like, are you grabbing Cole Kmet off the waiver wires, or are you like completely screwed? Like, because if this is like a dynasty league, then obviously you're probably screwed if Conklin, if you don't play Conklin. But in a redraft league, I'm okay going with Conklin tonight because it doesn't sound like Darren Waller is going to play. He hasn't practiced each of the last 2 days.
Yep, I agree.
Hawkinson is hurting. Should I start him? Yeah, so that's the one thing I will say on Hawkinson is that he's dealing with a hand injury. Again, you don't need to make that decision right now. Just wait and see what Hawkinson's status is, and if Hawkinson's playing, you go with him. If he's not, you go with Hooper, obviously. Would you rather pick up Amon-Ra St. Brown or Rashad Bateman to replace Waddle this week? Honestly, I think I'd rather Amon-Ra St. Brown right now. And that kind of hurts to say because I love Rashad Bateman. I think he's by far the better receiver, but the usage and the targets have been there for St. Brown. And like we already said, Swift is probably not going to play in this game, and there's a chance that Hawkinson might not play also. And that obviously will benefit St. Brown. So I don't mind going St. Brown there over Bateman until I see the usage correct itself for Bateman.
Yeah, no, I would actually start him on right here as well.
Yeah. I'll let you read off some questions because all you're saying right now is, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. You're basically making the
That's why I'm going to let you read off some questions.
Okay, where do we leave off here?
Ryan.
Marco. Hey, Ryan, what's up? Is there... Last year looking... Nah, man, I'm just fucking exhausted. I've been so busy these past couple of days. Dalvin or Madison? I go with Dalvin there.
Yeah, I'm going Dalvin.
Last week before playoffs, yes, sir.
Yep.
Boyd, Shepard, or Julio? I mean,
Boyd might be the only one that actually plays of those guys. I'm probably going to go with Julio if he's on the field.
Yeah, no, I agree there. I would go with Julio as well. Yep. We actually got a super chat here. Let me just take a look down. Gustavo, appreciate that. 129 Mexican pesos. He says start Osborne or wait to see if Elijah Moore plays. My other options are Landry and Mooney. I mean,
I'll
it's
just wait
good.
and see on Elijah Moore.
I mean, because you could always just start Mooney. Yeah. No, I agree there.
And Landry's in a good spot this week too. The Ravens are very vulnerable against the pass, and they also just lost their best corner for the rest of the year too. So I'd actually start Landry over Mooney if Elijah Moore is out.
I don't mind that either, but yeah, appreciate the 129 pesos there. Do you have where we left off?
Yeah, I got it. Fig says, do y'all think Tyreek could pop off against the Chargers pass defense? I don't know. He's playing the Raiders this week. So Tyreek had a huge game, I believe, against the Raiders the last time they played them. And I know Mahomes definitely had a huge game against the Raiders last time they played them. They were like one of the only teams to disobey the rule that you don't play single high against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm pretty sure Tyreek went ham bone in this game the last time they played them.
Let me just check this. 26.5. Yeah, he went 7 for 83 in a touchdown.
Yeah. So I think against the Raiders this week, I think he's like my wide receiver 2 on the week or something like that. So I have him really high. I think he's probably in for a big one in this one. He's traditionally done well against the Raiders. They just don't really know how to contain him. Should I start Foreman or Osborne full PPR? Osborne. Yeah, in full PPR, I'm okay going Osborne there. I think the ceiling and the floor is higher on him. Status on Elijah Mitchell, no JT this week, so I need Mitchell to step up and help me get the 1 seed in a different league. There are 3 elite teams in it, so getting to play the 4 seed is huge. I unfortunately don't think Mitchell is going to play. The fact that he hasn't practiced the last 2 days is obviously not great. Isn't he dealing with like 3 different injuries too? It's like not just the concussion. Yeah. It's like also his like knee and his like thigh or some shit too. Like,
yeah, it's some whack shit.
Yeah, I'm not optimistic that he's going to play this week, which means it's likely Jeff Wilson or JaMychal Hasty, whoever ends up being the starter. If Mitchell is out and everybody else plays, it's probably Jeff Wilson that I'm going to. If Wilson's also out, then it's probably Hasty that gets the bulk of the work. But regardless, I think you're going to be SOL with Elijah Mitchell this week. I don't think he's going to play.
Yep, no, I agree there.
Jay Heeb says 1 point tight end premium Fant, Monty or Renfro.
Go Monty.
Yeah, I'm still going Montgomery practiced in limited fashion today. If he gets in a full practice tomorrow, I'm fine going Montgomery there easily. Renfro's a good option though if Montgomery is out, so I'd go with him if Montgomery doesn't play.
Yep, no, I agree.
Who would be a better flex full PPR, Allen Robinson or an injured Tony Pollard? Yes, I'm struggling with injuries. If Pollard plays, I'm going to go with Pollard.
Yeah, I mean, Allen Robinson's been pretty redundant all year.
Yeah, and maybe we see a better Justin Fields coming out of a couple weeks off, but I'm still not willing to trust Allen Robinson. He has 1 game this year of over 10 fantasy points and half PPR. He's just been brutal.
Yeah, no, he's actually been awful this year. It's hilarious when you think about the fact that he was literally a mid-3rd round pick going
right, and not only that, but he was the safe pick too. Everybody was on him as the safe. Yeah, he's the back end wide receiver one. Yeah, and it's okay, well, he's never actually been a wide receiver 1 before. So it's kind of wild to me. People just look at end of season finish and think that's what wide receiver 1 means. But anyway, Allen Robinson, again, Russell Gage has more 10+ point fantasy outings than this guy. So that should tell you something. I'm going with Pollard if he's on the field.
Yep, agree.
Pukes 2X, how I feel about Allen Robinson. Landry, Ayuk, Foreman, Hunt. Pick 1 wide receiver, 1 running back, and 1 flex. So
is Hunt back?
Yeah, Hunt should be okay. He was back before the bye against the Ravens. They're playing the Ravens again. He was useless in the first game, as was Nick Chubb, but the whole Browns offense was useless in that game. So this game's at home. I don't have a whole lot of faith in the Browns offense right now with Baker dealing with all the injuries he's dealing with, but I think I'm going to sit Foreman here.
Yeah, I mean, I would sit Foreman as well. I mean, Landry, Ayuk are absolute locks, and then if Hunt's playing, I would rather start Hunt over Deontay Foreman, because what has Deontay Foreman really even done?
Well, he got 19 carries and a target before he was on the field, but I'll take 15 opportunities at a Hunt before I take 25
exactly.
at Deontay Foreman.
So yeah, no, I agree there. We actually got another super chat here, $5 super chat from Zeddy. He says PPR roster both Cook and Madison. Other running backs Jamal, Pollard, Henderson. Start both or sit Madison at the flex. Need 1 from above or MVS and Mooney. So, you're definitely gonna have to start Cook for sure.
Yeah.
Would you start both Cook and Madison here, or would you go? I'd actually go Cook and Jamal.
Yeah, I'd be going. I'm like Darrell Henderson again. We really don't know what his status is going to be. I think the workload's probably safer for a guy like Jamal Williams. So I'd go with Cook and Jamal Williams if I were you. Easy Eddie.
Yep. And again, I appreciate that $5 super chat right there.
Yep. Nope, not guaranteed. Yo, Hawk or Freiermuth. If Hawkinson plays, I'm going to go with TJ Hawkinson. Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to know that though.
Oh yeah, I guess he's not going to know that. I don't think Hawkinson practiced today either, so I'm going to go with Freiermuth then in that case.
Yeah, I'll go for Freiermuth as well.
Right. Man, I hope Mitchell and Higgins play. Yeah, I really need T. Higgins. I really hope he does not miss this week. I think he should be okay. He logged the limited practice today, so hopefully he practices in full tomorrow. Flex Chubb or DJ Moore. I'm going with DJ Moore. I don't like the Ravens run defense as a matchup. It's one of the best matchups best run defenses in the league, and they're so much worse against the pass than they are against the run. And DJ Moore plays the Falcons, so give me DJ Moore there.
Yeah, no, I agree. Any type of PPR. Give me Burrow and Devontae Freeman.
Yeah, Cortland Sutton's unstartable at this point, man. You can't throw that guy into your lineup at all. And Devontae Freeman's, startable. So
yeah.
I was definitely wrong about him. But yeah, Burrow and Freeman is the direction I would go as well. Elijah Moore, Metcalf, or Higgins. I'm going to go with DK Metcalf there still over Higgins and Moore.
Just because the other two are questionable?
Yeah, Moore is probably doubtful at this point, and Higgins is questionable. I don't like Higgins versus Metcalf is, a semi-close conversation, but I'll take Metcalf against the Texans this week. It's just an easy matchup.
Yep.
28 watching, 6 likes. Come on, guys. Yeah, there's 67 people watching. I'm going to take a guess at how many likes there are. It's probably 22 likes right now.
Let me take this check.
Elijah Moore, Javonte Williams. 18. Oh, even worse than I thought. Brutal.
God. I want to see that mark. It's currently at 23 now. I want to see that up to, let's say 38 in the next 10 seconds. Let's see if you guys can get that.
True. Elijah Moore, Javonte Williams, non-PBR. Give me Javonte whether Moore plays or not, to be honest. And whether Gordon plays or not, I would still take Javonte Williams. Madison or Cook or both. Again, it's going to depend on who your other flex options are. I would play Cook over Madison, but I don't mind playing both if your flex options are horrible. Obviously, do you want to get to that super chat? I just have something in the oven I got to take out.
$5 super chat from Steven. Appreciate that a lot. He says, should I play either Osborne or pick up MVS and play him over Gallup and Michelle if Mitchell doesn't play? So I would start Osborne over MVS. I would rather start Michael Gallup. Yeah, no, so I would go with Osborne and Gallup here. And then obviously, again, if Mitchell doesn't play, you go with Michelle. So Osborne over MVS, you play him with Gallup, and then you have Michelle. So that's what I would do there, Steven. Appreciate the $5 super chat.
Yep.
Yeah, where we left off.
Yep. That was the last question we went. Hit the like button. What y'all doing? Appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
Is there a chance Elijah Mitchell still plays? If not, I think Jamal Williams is fine there if Elijah Mitchell's out.
Yep.
Like button and then ask. Yes, that is a good routine habit to get into. Facts. Madison, Cook. Okay, so he left his other options here. Madison, Cook, and Osborne. Give me Cook and Osborne there.
Yep. No, I agree.
Is it too cute to start Taysom Hill over Brady this week? Absolutely too cute. Taysom Hill, I'll just to let you know, we've gotten a lot of Taysom Hill questions already. So I'm just going to tell you guys where I have Taysom Hill ranked and who I would start him over. And the list is not very long of regular starting quarterbacks because I just don't trust Taysom Hill. So I have 12 quarterbacks ahead of Taysom Hill. He's my quarterback 13 on the week. Immediately in front of Taysom Hill is Cam Newton, Kirk Cousins, Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and then the top elite quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen is the way I have it ranked. So if you want to start Taysom Hill over Derek Carr, over Russell Wilson, Taylor Heineke, Ryan Tannehill, Justin Fields, Jimmy Garoppolo, Trevor Lawrence, guys like that, absolutely. But I'm not starting him even over Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins is just a far safer option.
Yeah, no, I agree there.
Osborne or Mooney. I mean, it's going to depend on Allen Robinson's status, I would say. If Allen Robinson is out, I'm okay going with Mooney there. But again, you're not going to know that because
I'll take the chance on Mooney
right now. You'll take the chance on Mooney?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty close regardless. Mooney's a fine option. It's really a toss-up. I have no real confidence or preference between either of those guys. So I'm okay waiting on Mooney to see if Robinson's out again.
Yeah, I agree.
One hit and Cook out of the game. Wait for it. I mean, definitely possible, but you could realistically say that about every running back.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Cook, Pollard, or Connor?
Connor.
I have Cook higher than Connor right now.
Oh, I didn't even see Cook. Yeah, no, I'd go Cook. I thought it said Pollard or Connor.
Yeah.
For reference, I have Cook as like a top 10 type of back. Connor's right on that fringe. I think he's my RB12 right now, and Pollard's more so in the 20s. So
yeah, that's about where I have him too. I have Cook at 10. I have Connor at 14, I think, or 15. And then I have Pollard at like 23 or something like that. And that was before the injury. Might even be a bit lower than that now. Madison or Pollard, give me Pollard. If I again, you're not going to know though. So give me Madison for right now because we don't know if Pollard's going to play.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's Julio's expected role with AJ Brown out? Julio Jones, if he's back this week, I'm probably only expecting him to run like 60% of the routes, something like that. Try and ramp him up because they have not done a good job of ramping him up slowly, and he's gotten re-injured like every time he's tried to come back. So again, if I can hold off on starting Julio Jones this week, I probably would see what his role is, see if his routes are, normal or whatever. So that's probably where I'm at with Julio Jones, but depending on your options, you might not have a choice but to start him. So hopefully he gets back up to speed quickly. It is a really good matchup this week. So he could be solid if he's on the field. Any good underdog props y'all like? I don't know what Deontay Johnson and Justin Jefferson's props are for receiving yards, but I'd probably take the over, especially on Deontay Johnson's receiving yards because the Vikings are just absolutely brutal against wide receivers. And I think he could definitely have a huge game in this one.
I'd be interested in seeing what Madison's over-under is if he has any. So I'd go with the under with Madison because I do think Cook's going to get the majority of the role.
Yeah, for sure. With Hawks hand, I got to go Muth tonight. Yeah, I definitely don't disagree there. Should I start Claypool over Cooks half PPR? So Cooks has the Seahawks. Claypool's playing the Vikings tonight. I'm okay going Claypool there. They're both pretty close. I'd say Cooks is obviously going to be probably safer from a target perspective, but Claypool and Cooks have not been all that different in targets of recently. Brandon Cooks has not been the same elite target getter in recent weeks as he was with Davis Mills as the quarterback before Tyrod took over. So I'm okay going with Claypool there.
Yeah. And Madison's over under for rushing plus receiving is 35.5 scrimmage.
That's not that high.
I know.
It's a little bit of a sketchy number.
Madison or Melvin Gordon. I don't mind with going.
I'd go Madison there.
Especially because we don't know if Gordon's going to play. Yeah.
Yeah, I even if Gordon does play, I still think we're going to probably see his lowest amount of touches this year. Because one, he's coming off of an injury, and two, Javonte probably earned more touches with his performance. So I'd go with Madison there just for the hopes, obviously, that Cook maybe re-aggravates the injury or just is limited to some degree.
For sure. So we actually got a couple of super chats here. I'm not sure if we got through this. Z Frosty, $1.99. Steelers, Broncos, Saints, or Seahawks defense. Where would you lean here?
So Steelers play the Vikings tonight. Broncos defense against the Lions. Saints defense.
I like the Broncos already.
Saints against the Jets. Seahawks against the Texans. Honestly, I kind of like the Saints against the Jets without Elijah Moore potentially.
It's close between them and the Broncos.
Yeah, I off the top of my head, I don't know who's home and away. But honestly, these are all great options outside of probably the Steelers just because they haven't played as good recently. So I would probably go, honestly, with whatever team is at home between the Broncos, Saints, or Seahawks are probably all good options, but I tend to lean Saints.
Yep.
In that decision.
We actually got another super chat here quickly from Steven. You have to pick one of those four I mentioned. Okay, so let me just take a look. I must have misunderstood it.
I think it was a $5 super chat that he had before.
All right, perfect. Should I play either Osborne or pick up MVS and play him over Gallup and Michelle if Mitchell doesn't play? I'm fine just rolling Gallup, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd probably just go with Gallup here. I'd probably go Michelle over Gallup if Henderson is out again, but if Henderson plays, I'd just go Gallup.
Yep. No, I agree there. And again, thank you for the super chat. Sorry that I misunderstood it first time.
Yeah. Is Elijah out? If so, should I play Claypool or Ayuk? I think Debo's probably not going to play, so I'm okay with going Ayuk there.
I don't know. I like Claypool tonight.
I like Claypool tonight too. It is a good matchup for him, but it's really a toss-up, honestly. Those guys are both kind of boomer bust wide receiver 3 types. But I mean, Thursday night's a weird night. Sometimes just weird shit happens. Could be a huge Chase Claypool game.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm moving from my flex to my wide receiver 2 spot right now.
I might throw him in my captain slot just for shits.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Hey, bros. GPP bros. Nice. Need help? Pick 2, full PPR, flex spots. Claypool, Deontay Foreman, Sony Michel, Jeff Wilson. Give me Claypool for sure as one of those guys. And then, honestly, this is all going to be pending injuries, Sony Michel and Jeff Wilson. If Elijah Mitchell is out, but Darrell Henderson is not, I'm going to go with Jeff Wilson. If Darrell Henderson is out, but Elijah Mitchell plays, then I'm going to go with Sony Michel. If both running backs are out, I'd go with Sony Michel. That's basically how I look at
it. Yeah, no, I agree there.
Also, it's Sony season, baby. Hoping he takes this backfield over. Yeah, I could definitely use that. I have him on my team. Do your own lineups, children.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Blues in his feels right now.
But he's angry.
Yeah, Osborne or McLaurin.
McLaurin.
Yeah, I'd go with McLaurin. He's probably gonna get the Trayvon Diggs treatment, but I think he can take care of that. Good night, guys. How's it going? Good night. Are you going to bed?
Good night. Here, sorry.
Osborne or Deontay Foreman at flex. Half
Osborne.
PPR. I'm struggling. Yeah, I'd go with Osborne there. I'm not excited about Deontay Foreman. Osborne or McLaurin. Give me McLaurin there easily. Hubbard, Jamal Williams, Melvin Gordon, Claypool, Renfro, Brandon Cooks, or Javonte Williams. Start one. Javonte Williams should be the first name listed here because he's easily the one I would start.
Yep.
Looks like we got a super if you want to roll down to that.
Oh, perfect. $5 from Rockout. Appreciate that. He says switch Madison to flex for Hubbard to RB2 and got 2 flexes. So Madison, Judy, Wilson Jr., Hasty, Kirk, Smith, and Bateman, 2 flexes, full PPR. I would go with Madison and Kirk probably here.
Honestly, I think I'd probably be okay sitting Madison. I think I'm okay going with a Niners running back instead, just because I'm pretty confident that Mitchell's going to be out. So I'd rather go with Jeff Wilson and Christian Kirk. Yeah,
that's fair. But either way, I would also go. Yeah,
I also don't think Judy's a horrible start either against the Lions.
Yeah, that's fair. I would go with Kirk, and then as Corey mentioned, if obviously Elijah Mitchell's out, one of those 2 backs, whichever one plays is going to end up getting a lot of work. So I would go with the Niners running back.
Amber says Javonte Williams over Zeke Elliott, T. Higgins over Renfro for flex. Thank you guys. Clinch playoffs. Well done. Javonte Williams over Zeke Elliott. Absolutely. T. Higgins over Hunter Renfro for flex. Yeah. I'd go with the first 2 names that you have there. Higgins and Javonte. Looks like we have this similar team because I have both those guys on my team as well. Yes, Komet is on waiver wire. Yeah, so I'd pick up Komet then. I think Komet's a fine option if you I think his question was Conklin or Hawkinson, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, I think so.
What's up, boys? Half PPR, Mooney or Crowder? Yeah, with Elijah Moore out, Crowder's probably gonna see some kind of value. The Saints aren't the greatest against wide receivers in general, but Lattimore with nobody to shadow because he was projected to shadow Elijah Moore. I mean, maybe he shadows Jamison Crowder. I don't really know how they're going to handle that situation. I might just go with Darnell Mooney and save myself the headache of that. So that's probably where I'm at with that.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, Connor Hughes basically said that he's probably not going to play.
Damn shame.
Start Osborne or wait to see if Keenan plays. If not, yeah, I would just go with Gallup if Keenan is out. Osborne,
give me McLaurin.
Oh, thank goodness I caught you guys. Sorry, I'm late. What do I do? I'm playing Dalvin Cook tonight, or am I staying with AJ, Elijah Mitchell, or Aaron Jones, or Sony Michel? I would play Dalvin Cook over all those options. Aaron Jones is close between those two, and Mitchell obviously if he was playing, but I don't think he's going to. So Cook versus Aaron Jones is obviously a tough debate, but I think I still would go with Dalvin Cook.
Yep, no, I agree there.
If Julio plays, start him over Brandon Cooks.
I would.
I probably wouldn't. I think he's going to get ramped up.
Maybe.
It's a good matchup, though. It's really tough. It's hard to say what they're going to do with him because he's been out so much this year. Cook or Chuba Hubbard? Give me Cook there for sure. Damn, my players can't catch a break. Tough break. Yeah, I know. I've been there in a couple leagues. Freiermuth or Conklin?
Give me Pat.
Freiermuth.
Yep.
Brady or Mahomes this week? Jesus. P.S. You have the best insight I've found on YouTube. Much appreciated. Definitely appreciate that. Brady or Mahomes is a tough, low Ladster. I'd go with Mahomes over Brady this week.
Yeah.
Brady's got a really tough matchup. The Bills have only allowed one QB1 this entire season. And Brady is obviously like a matchup-proof passing quarterback because he just throws so much, and the offensive line, the team, the weapons around him usually raise his floor pretty high. But I would still go with Mahomes. He's just in a much better matchup and situation this week.
Yep, I agree. How many questions else do you want to do, Corey?
We can hop out of here in a few if you want. I'm just trying to make sure. I probably have shit set up, but I don't know yet for sure.
KJ or Lockett. I would go with Tyler Lockett here. I'm assuming you agree.
Yes, I would go with Tyler Lockett.
Mahomes or Allen need to win to lock up the top seed in Division
Allen's my QB1 this week, so I'd go with Allen.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
I had no faith in my own defense to stop Josh Allen.
If Waller can't go, can I start Ertz half APR? Yeah, I think it's startable.
That's a good pivot option.
Yeah. Conklin or Muth, standard. Give me Muth.
Yeah.
Conklin or Waller. I would just wait on Waller and see if he plays, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm okay just waiting on Waller, and if Waller doesn't play, just grab a Cole Kmet or a Jared Cook off of waivers and play somebody like that. It's not a huge difference between them and Conklin.
For sure. So love the channel. Pick 2, Aaron Jones, Higgins, Keenan Allen, Javonte Williams. If Melvin Gordon's out, Javonte Williams would be my first pick here. And then in terms of second pick, I'd go with Aaron Jones.
I would go with Keenan Allen as my first. He'd be the guy I would play over everybody here if he plays.
Over Javonte?
Yeah. Even if Gordon is out, I would rather play Keenan Allen over Javonte. If Gordon is out, it's Keenan Allen, Javonte, no questions asked here. If Gordon plays, I'd go Aaron Jones and Keenan Allen.
That's fair. Okay. We'll read through these last couple. PPR, 2-quarterback league, Wilson, Burrow, Heineke, which two?
I'm guessing that's Russell Wilson and not Zach Wilson.
I'm sitting Heineke.
Yeah, I'm okay sitting Heineke there as well.
Is Montgomery going to play?
I think so. He practiced limited today. He'll probably practice in full tomorrow.
Yep. No, I agree there. But yeah, a couple more.
I'll answer a couple more here. Mahomes or Allen? Again, give me Allen there. Jamar Chase or James Robinson for Alexander Madison.
Give me Chase.
Give me Chase and J-Rob over Madison. I'd rather have J-Rob over Madison as well, if that's like a straight up trade question.
Yep. And then finally, Van Jefferson or Ayuk. I would go with Brandon Ayuk here. So appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. 44 still making it. Game's about to start, so we're going to go watch it. But yeah, take care, y'all.